Good day, class. My name is Mrs. Faduba Amorola Olubukola. I'm the head tutor for STATS 102, titled Statistics for Physical Sciences and Engineering. Section 1, it comprises of 2 units. It's a 2-unit course and it comprises of Unit 1 and 2. What are the objectives of the course? The objectives of the course are define statistics and explain the types of statistics, define data and explain its types, the source, presentation and method of data collection, understand and identify the data types, and also describes and summarize a data set. Study section 1, scope of statistical method in physical sciences and engineering. In the modern world of information and communication technology, the importance of statistics is well recognized by all disciplines such as medicine. They use statistics in medicine, they use it in commerce, they use it in agriculture, in economics, virtually all disciplines of life. Why statistics? Why do we study statistics? The study of statistics is essential for sound reasoning, for precise judgment, and for objective in making our decision in the face of up-to-date, accurate, and reliable data. What is statistics? Statistics can be defined as the scientific method of collecting, organizing, summarizing, presenting, and analyzing information, as well as drawing a valid conclusion based on the information or the data that we analyze. Learning outcomes for study section 1. When you have studied this section, you should be able to 1. Define statistics and explain the types of statistics. 2. Define a data and explain its types, its source, and its method and the methods of collecting data. Branches of statistics. There are 2 branches of statistics, which are the descriptive statistics and the inferential statistics. What is descriptive statistics? Descriptive statistics are brief informational coefficients that summarize a given data set, which can be either a representation of the entire population or a sample of the population. It is the act of summarizing and giving a descriptive account of numerical information in form of reports, charts, and diagrams. The second branch of statistics is inferential statistics. Inferential statistics provide a way of drawing conclusions about a broad groups or population based on a set of sample data. In some instances, it is impossible to get data from the entire population because at times it is quite expensive. For inferential statistics to accurately reflect a population, we can use a sampling method which needs to be unbiased and random. In inferential statistics, is a statistical method. Well, what do we mean by inferential statistics? Inferential statistics is a statistical method that deduces a sample from a sample representative, like deduce a characteristics. We take a sample instead of considering the whole bigger population. That is, we can take a sample characteristics from the whole population. So based on that sample characteristics, we can deduce the information that we need instead of considering the whole population. Data. What do we mean by data? Data is the collection of raw information gathered through the measuring or counting of features or events. Data are facts, data are figures that are collected, analyzed, and summarized for presentation and interpretation. Types of data. There are 2 types of data. We have the qualitative data and quantitative data. What are qualitative data? Qualitative data are also known as categorical data. They describe data that fit into categories. Qualitative data are not numerical data. What do? They are data that describe features such as a person's gender, which can either be a male or a female, like our hometown, like our local government, our complexion. Some are light in complexion, some are dark in complexion, etc. And all these qualitative data are classified into four. The first one is categorical data. What categorical data are measured in terms of specification, but not in forms of number. Some categorical data do have values, but these values do not have a mathematical meaning to it, e.g. birth date, your favorite sports, your school postcode. The second types of qualitative data is nominal data. Nominal data, they are also qualitative data. They can be labeled or classified into either mutually exclusive categories within a variable. It is qualitative data which help us to label the variable without providing numerical value. It can be ordered or measured. For a nominal variable of a preferred mode of transportation, we may have categories of car, bus, train, bicycle, aeroplane, etc. Ordinal data. That's another category under the qualitative data. Ordinal data is a type of qualitative data that follows a natural order. It is a categorical data, statistical data type where the variable have natural ordered category and the distance between the category are known. For example, when we measure the economic status using maybe like the economic status of a country using those that are wealthy, some will be middle income earner, some will be poor, and some will be wealthy, etc. Then the second one is the qualitative or quantitative or numerical data. Quantitative data are also known as numerical data, which represent numerical values. That is, how much or how many. Numeric data gives information about the quantity of a specific thing, e.g. our height, the length, the size, the weight, etc. The numerical data can be classified into two, which are the discrete data and the continuous data. What are discrete data? Discrete data are data that only takes discrete value. It is a quantitative data that includes non-divisible figures and statistics you can count. For example, the number of students in a class, you can count the number of students in a class, the ticket sales, etc. And it is graphically displayed by a bar chart. While continuous data is a type of quantitative data that represents a precise measurement of nearly any numerical amount of time required, e.g. the amount of time required to complete a project, time to wake up, etc. Sources of data. How do we get our data? There are two sources of data, which are the primary source of data and the secondary source of data. The primary data, what are the primary data? Primary data are raw data or information. They are the first-hand evidence about an event, an object, person, or work of art. The primary source of data provides original and reliable information or data on which other research is based and enables students and other researchers to get as close as possible to what happened during a particular event or period, e.g. population census. Secondary data. Secondary data are data that have already been collected by readily available and is readily available from another source. That is, data that has been collected. It is existing data generated by large government institutes. The data is extracted from varied data files, and it is a second-hand information. What are the methods of data collection? There are numerous ways we can get our data. The techniques which we will use depend on the problems that we want to solve and the types of data to be collected. It is divided into categories as shown below. We have our data collection, which can either be, is that we get our data, primary data from the primary source or secondary source. Under the primary source, we can either use the quantitative method or qualitative method. Under the qualitative method, we have observation method, we have interview method, and we have questionnaire method. While under the secondary data collection, it can either be published data or unpublished data. Then the method of presenting our data, we can use a frequency table to present our data. Summary of study section 1. The scope of statistical methods in physical sciences and engineering is vast and encompasses a wide range of application. Statistical methods are applied in these fields to analyze data, make predictions, test hypotheses, and also draw conclusions. Overall, statistical methods are indispensable tools in physical sciences and engineering. They provide a systematic framework for analyzing data, making evidences based decision, and improving processes and systems. By employing statistical techniques, researchers and engineers can gain deeper insights, enhance reliability, and drive innovations in this field. Thanks for listening.